Welcome to my channel guys, Shashwat Classes. Now today our topic is liver anatomy. Now let us start. Now points to be covered. Liver is the largest gland in the body. Most of the liver is covered in most of the liver located in upper quadrant, and it is covered by ribs and costal cartilages. Okay. But in the region of epigastrium, it is not covered by ribs and costal cartilages, and this portion comes in contact with anterior abdominal wall. Now, we can also call liver as an hepare. Now, color of the liver is reddish brown in color. Then, consistency of liver is soft and very friable. And weight of liver in males is 1600 gram and weight of liver in female is 1300 gram. Now comes to the location. Liver is located mostly in upper quadrant and it occupy in right hypochondrium, epigastrium and left hypochondrium. Its greater part occupy in epigastrium and it extends further toward the left hypochondrium. Introduction. Liver is the largest gland in the body. Most of the liver is covered by ribs and costal cartilage except in epigastrium region, which comes in contact with anterior abdominal wall. Synonym is hepare. Color is reddish brown. Consistency of liver is soft and very friable. Weight of liver is 1600 gram in males and 1300 gram in female. Then let us see about the location of liver. Location in upper quadrant of abdominal cavity, occupy in right hypochondrium, greater part is in epigastrium and extend in left hypochondrium up to lateral midclavicular line. Now liver is in wedge shape. Let us watch the surfaces of the liver. That is, first this and this. This is the anterior surface of liver. Now posterior side surface of this is this and this. This is the posterior surface of liver. Now that brown color marking, which is superior surface of liver, and this is the right surface of liver. Now this yellow color marking, which is inferior surface of the liver. That are 5 surface of liver, which is anterior, then posterior, then superior, then right surface and then inferior surface. Now external feature. Liver is in wedge shape. Its surfaces are anterior surface, posterior surface, superior surface, inferior surface and right lateral surface. Out of these surfaces, inferior surface is well defined because anteriorly it is the sharp inferior border which separates the anterior surface from inferior surface. See the borders. Inferior border. Inferior border is prominent and it is well defined because anteriorly it is sharp inferior border. Okay, and it separates anterior surface from the inferior surface. Okay, then it is sharp, rounded, laterally separates anterior from inferior, and it contains interlobular notch for ligamentum teres. This is the interlobular notch for this is ligamentum teres, and cystic notch for the fundus of gallbladder. Okay. Prominent border, inferior border which is prominent. Okay, inferior border which is prominent and well defined because anteriorly it separates the anterior surface from inferior surface. It is sharp, rounded laterally and separates the that we have already seen. Then interlobar notch for the ligamentum teres that we have seen, and cystic notch for the fundus of gallbladder. Now comes to lobes. Now liver is divided in right and left lobe by attachment of falciform ligament. Now this is the falciform ligament, which divides the liver into two lobes, that is, right lobe is the greater and left lobe is the smaller. While the right lobe contribute the 5/6 of the liver and left lobe contribute the 1/6 of the liver, and right lobe further divided into 5 surfaces. Now, lobes. Liver is divided into right and left lobe by the attachment of falciform ligament anteriorly and superiorly, and posteriorly by ligamentum venosum. At right lobe is much larger than left lobe. It forms 5/6 of the liver. It contributes to all 5 surfaces, and left lobe is smaller than right lobe, and it consists of 1/6 of the liver. Now comes to caudate lobe of liver, which is situated on the posterior side, and this region is the posterior side of liver. Okay. Now we see the boundary of caudate lobe, that is, this is the portion of caudate lobe. Okay. Now at the right side it have groove for inferior vena cava. This is the groove for inferior vena cava, and this at the left side this is ligamentum venosum, and superiorly it continues with the border, while inferiorly it continues with the porta hepatis. Caudate process is situated on the upper side of posterior surface. Now come to quadrate process. Now the quadrate process. Quadrate process seen on inferior side of the liver. This is the inferior surface. Now this is the quadrate process. Now we see the boundary of quadrate process, that is, an upper this is the anterior border, this is the posterior border, this is the right border, and this is the left border. The anteriorly it continues with the inferior border, and posteriorly it is with porta hepatis. Now at right it is the fossa of gallbladder, and left there is a fissure for ligamentum teres. Now caudate lobe. Caudate lobe is situated posterior surface of the liver on upper side, and boundary are right. On the right side there is a groove of inferior vena cava. On the left side there is a ligamentum venosum. On superiorly it continues with the border, and inferiorly at the porta hepatis. Now comes to quadrate lobe. Quadrate lobe is situated on the inferior side, which is inferior surface, which is the quadrilateral in shape. Now at the anterior border it can have it is related to the inferior border. Anteriorly it related to the inferior border, posteriorly related to the porta hepatis, then at the right side it related to the fossa of gallbladder, left side fissure for ligamentum teres. See guys, this is the porta hepatis. It is seen on inferior surface of the liver. Now we will learn about porta hepatis. Inside the porta hepatis, the hepatic artery, portal vein, and hepatic flexure of colon enter the liver through porta hepatis, and lip of porta hepatis provide the attachment to the lesser omentum. Porta hepatis situated on the inferior surface of liver. Portal vein, hepatic artery, and hepatic flexure of colon enter the liver by porta hepatis, and the lip of porta hepatis provide the attachment to the lesser omentum. Now let us learn about the peritoneal relation. Firstly, areas which are not covered by peritoneum, that are bare area on the right lobe of liver, which is on posterior surface. Then groove for inferior vena cava, which is situated between the caudate process and the bare area. Now the next is the fossa for gallbladder, which is situated between the which is situated on the right side of caudate process. Okay. Now another area is area of attachment of lesser omentum, and the area of fissure for the attachment of ligamentum venosum. Okay, these area are not covered by peritoneum. That is triangular bare area on the posterior surface of right lobe, groove for inferior vena cava on the posterior surface of right lobe of the liver between caudate process and bare area, fossa for gallbladder lies on inferior surface and the right lobe of right side of the right lobe of right side of the quadrate lobe. Then area of attachment of lesser omentum and the fissure for attachment of ligamentum venosum. That areas are not covered by peritoneum, which includes in peritoneal relation. Then come to the next relation. Now comes to the visceral relation, that is on anterior surface. Anterior surface is triangular and slightly convex upwards. Then it is related to xiphoid. Then that anterior area is related to the xiphoid process. Here is the xiphoid process. Now in the median plane it is attached to the anterior abdominal wall, which we have already seen. Then falciform ligament attach the anterior surface little to the right of median plane. Okay, falciform ligament also attach anterior surface and little to the right of median plane. In visceral relation, anterior surface triangular and slightly convex, related to the xiphoid process. In the median plane attached to the anterior abdominal wall. Then falciform ligament attached to anterior surface little to the right of median plane. Now comes to the relation of posterior surface. Posterior surface relation, that is the bare area of the posterior side of liver, which is related to the diaphragm which is related to the diaphragm, and it is near the lower end of inferior vena cava. Okay, this bare area is located near the lower end of inferior vena cava. Then second point, groove for inferior vena cava lodges upper part of the vessel and its floor is pierced by hepatic veins. Now grooves of IVC lodges in upper part of vessels. Okay, and then floor is pierced by hepatic veins. This is the floor which is pierced by hepatic veins. Okay, left hepatic vein. Then caudate lobes lie in between fissure for ligamentum venosum and left layer of coronary ligament. Now this is the caudate lobe which is lie between ligamentum venosum and the coronary ligament. This is the coronary ligament, portion of coronary ligament. Then fissure of ligamentum venosum very deep and extend to the front of caudate process. This is the fissure for ligamentum venosum which is very deep and extend to front of the caudate process. This is the front side of caudate process. Okay, posterior surface of caudate lobe marked by esophageal impression. Now the posterior surface of this caudate process which is marked by esophageal impression. On posterior surface, bare area related to the diaphragm and near the lower end of inferior vena cava. Grooves for inferior vena cava lodges the upper part of vessel and its floor is pierced by hepatic veins. Caudate lobe lie in between the fissure for ligamentum venosum and the left layer of coronary ligament. Then fissure of ligamentum venosum very deep and extend to the front of caudate lobe. And the posterior surface of caudate lobe is marked by esophageal impression. Now this is the superior surface of liver which is quadrilateral in shape. It shows concavity in middle, means it is concave in middle and creates the cardiac impression, and on each side of impression surface is convex, means all four side surfaces is convex. Now comes to superior surface, which is quadrilateral, shows concavity in middle, which creates the cardiac impression. On each side of impression surface is convex, and diaphragm separates the surface from pericardium. Heart in middle. Let us learn about inferior surface, which is quadrilateral and directed downwards, backwards and left. Now it is marked by an impression. First, large concave gastric impression. First, this is the large concave gastric impression. The left lobe have raised area. This is the area of left lobe which is raised and which is comes in contact with the lesser omentum, and which is known as the tuber omentale. This is the tuber omental. Okay. Fissure for ligamentum teres pass from inferior border. This is the fissure from ligamentum teres, and this is the inferior border that we have seen. Okay. Quadrate lobe related to the lesser omentum. This is the quadrate lobe and which is related to the lesser omentum. Okay. Where the junction is called tuber omentale. Then fossa for gallbladder lies right to the quadrate lobe. Then fossa for gallbladder. This is, and which lies right to the quadrate lobe. This is the fossa for quadrate lobe. Okay. Right of this fossa bears colic impression. Right of the fossa of gallbladder and its extreme right there is a colic impression. Okay. That are the inferior surface relations. Now let us figure out the inferior surface. Quadrilateral directed towards, it is its shape is quadrilateral and directed downwards, backwards and left. It is marked by impressions. Large concave gastric impression. Then left lobe have raised area which comes in contact with lesser omentum. It's called as tuber omentale. Fissure for ligamentum teres pass from inferior border. Quadrate lobe related to the lesser omentum and it is part of duodenum. Then fossa for gallbladder lies right to the quadrate lobe and right to this fossa have colic impression. Now comes to lymphatic drainage. Firstly, superior lymphatics run on the surface of liver organ beneath the peritoneum, terminate into caval, hepatic and paracardial and celiac lymph nodes, and some vessels drain directly into thoracic duct by coronary ligaments. Then deep lymphatics. Deep lymphatics end in partly node around the end of inferior vena cava and partly in the hepatic nodes. Now blood supply means arterial supply. Liver receive 20% of supply from hepatic artery and 80% from portal vein. There are three branches of arterial supply, that is right hepatic artery, left hepatic artery and medial hepatic artery. Okay, both redivide to form segmental vessels, then interlobular vessels, then form hepatic sinusoid and blood mix with it and then drain into portal canal in the sinusoid. Then no anastomosis between hepatic artery and teres and its branches, and each branch is known as an artery. Now comes to venous drainage. We'll look at the arterial supply. Liver receive 20% supply from hepatic artery and 80% from portal vein. That are three branches: right hepatic artery, left hepatic artery and medial hepatic artery. Both redivide to form segmental vessel, interlobular vessel. Then it drain into hepatic sinusoids. It drain the blood into hepatic sinusoids and it further drain into portal canal in the sinusoid, and no anastomosis takes place between each artery, each branch of hepatic artery. So each artery is known as end artery. Now comes to venous drainage. Venous drainage. The hepatic sinusoid drain into interlobular vein, then interlobular vein unite with hepatic vein and drain into inferior vena cava. which gives great support to the liver beside the intra-abdominal pressure. Now, each hepatic vein is divided into upper compartment and lower compartment. Upper compartment contains three type of veins, that is right. Now that each compartment divided into vena cava, and that keeps the liver suspended. That helps liver to remain suspended. Now comes to the lower compartment. Lower compartment divided into variable number of veins and they directly reach to the vena cava. Now comes to nerve supply. The nerve supply is by hepatic plexus. Hepatic plexus contains sympathetic vagal fiber and parasympathetic vagal fiber. Now clinical anatomy. Liver is common site of metastatic tumor. Then inflammation of liver leads to the hepatitis. And under the condition of malnutrition, the liver undergo fibrosis and shrinks called cirrhosis of liver. The liver cirrhosis can cause medusae at the umbilicus.